on Facebook page.
I'm gonna make him an offer.
Yeah.
All the gin joints and all the towns
You
and all the
can't
world.
handle the truth. Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the
Frankly,
war
my dear, I don't give a damn.
That's where the fun begins.
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
Hello. Welcome. Mayhem at the Multiplex has happened. We've done 8 of these. And I will say, really good one. Really good event. I want to say this up top. I want to shout out all the players that played in it and made it the event it was. At the start of this year, when everything was happening, I was very doubtful we would maybe get to this point, truthfully. Didn't think didn't have doubt in the crew that I've assembled, but again, ambitions. Is everybody still wanting to have fun? Is everybody going to still be playing? And I think we're heading towards one of our greatest seasons yet. So Mayhem was definitely a top off. I will speak on behalf of the first match of the video. Well, first, Jason Johnson. How are you? How do you think Mayhem went overall?
Doing great. Yeah, I think this was definitely one of our better Mayhems. I think last year's Mayhem also rocked. And thinking about this one, now that we're technically half the size, I think we put on just as great of a show. And I thought it was a really, really well done event.
If you haven't seen Mayhem, click out of the video right now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the reigning, defending, undisputed Melee singles champion, Dylan Valentine. You must have had a great Mayhem. I think you went undefeated in Mayhem. Is that true?
Yes.
Yeah.
I only played 2 matches though, so it's
Hey.
yeah.
Do too.
I guess.
So
yeah, I think this is the best Mayhem ever, honestly.
Yeah. I do want to get ahead of something. I've already talked to the competitor. I've already talked to players and stuff like this. I added a lot of matches for this channel. Thank God for Brian Michaels, because he edits a ton for me as well. But we put on roughly 160 matches a year now with trios where it is. I'm bound to make mistakes. I'm not human. I'm human. If you've ever done anything or you spent time on writing a paper or anything like this, you spend so much time with something, you think you're good, and even when you see a noticeable error, you don't pick up on that error. You just proceed on. You're like, yeah, sure, that's what it is. Normally I could edit something out. If it's something you said that was offensive and get you canceled, I could edit that for you, no problem. If I could. If I don't want to hear you speak, I normally can drop the volume pretty well. I can put a clip over you. I can do a lot of things. The one issue is, and above my pay grade, I don't know how to eliminate a graphic once the graphic is combined into a video like that. There's nothing I can do, nothing I can change. I can't put the words over the top of it. It would still be there. And I didn't want to eliminate all the repeats and all the banter from it, just having Payson announce the winner at the end of it. So, apologize to Jake. His last question that he was going to answer kind of spoiled what was going to be the end result regardless, but it's still not a great feeling once you had what I would say he had a pretty defeated after the match, and he would say so himself, I think. It was not the match that he wanted. But that was my bad. That's editing problems. But we'll top it off. Mayhem at the Multiplex. We had 2 great exhibition matches, I would say. Brawl is now live. The season is here. Matches have aired. So, disclaimer, if you want to use that stuff in Movie Melee moving forward, you can. We are not, but we're not policing. Oh, well, it's in the Melee category, Brawl category. They've taken a lot of movies from our subject, our categories. So we'll do our best to work around and not make a Brawl round 1. But overall, questions are going to overlap. They know that. We know that. If you play in both, you have a thing. And to be truthfully, besides maybe I would say a handful, they're probably some of the most popular movies out there. from Brawl. They didn't like pull a bunch of like indie darlings that they never heard. Like Nolan's there, Tarantino's there. So you're gonna get some. They take in a lot of horror movies too, so things will overlap. I want you to just know that bear with us. We're learning a new league. But I will say for that match, I played in it. It was as kindergarten level for Brawl probably that they created. Still lost. Still being investigated. I hauled this up to the commissioner. He didn't know the Goonies like crazy. But I believe they're fraudulent, doesn't ever win. But I think that league is going to be super fun and super changes what the game is. You don't have to be a super studying like stuff. You got lifelines to help you through matches. You got some fun events. This teams tournament that they're mapping out going to be excellent. I trust me on that. But as somebody that just played the match overall, and I know a lot of you guys, if you signed up for the tournament, a lot of you have played in round one of their team's tournament because we shoot ahead. Spoiler alert. Melee shoots very far. I will just say that. But overall, good match. What did you guys think of the Brawl format, and what did you guys think of the overall match if you watched it?
It was really good. Oh, sorry, Payson, you wanted to go first?
No, I thought it was a really, really fun debut match. Four big personalities in Nazario, Mike, Cody, and Bar. It was really fun seeing the now match debut of the Delco boys, who are also going to be in movie Melee. One of the wildest moments I think in trivia ever is Bar saying, "Oh, it's James Cameron again for Aliens." I was like, "What, buddy? You're maybe the greatest of all time. What's going on?"
I would consider me bad at movie trivia, but that was the moment that I was like, "What are we fucking what?" Oh, I thought I was crazy for what I said. I was like, "No, that was Ridley Scott." What? Wait, what? But yeah, he just planted his feet right into the ground and just said, like, "Yeah, it's James Cameron again." Ooh,
yeah,
nice.
yeah. I thought it was really fun. I think Brawl's gonna be fun. The lifelines are not coming over to Melee. I just want to be very, very clear there.
Although they are fun. They are fun.
They are fun, but they're not coming over.
Coming 2026, I still think I'm going to introduce that. Can I see a picture of that person? I'm just saying. I think it might be helpful. So, one time a match. Can I see a picture? Yeah, you can.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, it's like, I know you say it was like kindergarten level, but I think like should peek behind the scenes. It's also, I think, similar in difficulty to the round one matchups that we've had, which is very nice. The matches that we filmed for that have been great so far too, and y'all played fantastic. It was great. Heartbreaker on the 3 and 4s there, because I know Major League, I know, is a movie that you love, so I felt that for you there. But yeah, it was for the both exhibition matches we had this year, which I was a bit worried going into it that this like Mayhem would feel like it didn't have super high stakes because half the matches were exhibition matches, but they ended up still being like a lot of fun and still having like that very intense feel to it. So yeah, but yeah, the Brawl one was a lot of fun. That was like maybe just the most all-around good vibes match of the whole event. So I thought that was a good time.
Yeah, it was a good testing on all the stuff. I do. The very next match, credit to Payson. We had an idea, and Payson kind of flipped it before we went live. It worked out really well. Nazario does have a fun idea of like next year or whenever we decide to do that again is draft. Let each other draft their teams for them. So they have no choice in who they're picking, and then they still do the elimination style, but like you have no say in who your partners are. I think that might be fun. But we had Are You Rushing, Are You Dragging? By far the worst team names for an editor possible. And like we even got some goofed up at some point.
I will say going
fighting.
What I will say is going into with that match ending in the final 4-pointer, it made that last call really fun because I say, "Are you and your winner? Are you?" and you have no idea who, and then but yeah, really, really great match there.
I think it
overall,
might have even taken some of the competitors a second to realize, wait, who won?
Yeah.
Because of the name.
I think the only two that definitely knew the result was Dylan and Mark, because they're like, yes, that's my team, or oh, damn, that's what I thought. I really thought David was going to hit that question too. But overall, it's high scoring, super competitive, super cool ideas that can definitely work in the future in other formats and stuff, which I think is a really thing in our back pocket that we have to use. It's so like Jeremy said, Brawl Writers Room versus Melee's Writers Room. Listen, you're probably less horny than our Writers Room, but overall, you're just starting out. See if you still like each other in 8 months. But I will say it's like super competitive, super fun. A lot of fun watching it. Surprising, like if you saw the cast of characters there, you would think we'd have way more internet issues than we did. That was a efficient match. For some behind the scenes, peek behind the curtain, one of our most efficient matches, which should have been the most nightmarish thing. I think it was also shot really late at night. I think
later, yeah.
But But overall, great event, great match. Dylan, you played in it. What was your overall thoughts of the format and how it went, and overall?
It was a lot of fun. Yeah, I mean, I definitely, as far as the format goes, I definitely felt bad for Tony and not so much Mark because he was happy to be eliminated first. But yeah, I mean, getting eliminated after one round is kind of rough. Feel bad about that. But overall, I mean, yeah, it was great. Like discussing the strategy round by round with how there's one. Where it's like going into round 3, I think we had to choose a player from the opposite team to eliminate. And then going into the final round, we had to pick who we want to move on to the final round. I thought that was a really, really fun concept. But yeah, overall, I thought it was, just a really fun time. Shout out to Payson who wrote it. He killed it on the writing. It was a good match overall. Yeah.
Payson, what'd you think?
Yeah, I volunteered to sit out. Coming to the season, I wanted to do more fun events like this, and I watching the product. I think it turned out about as well as I was hoping for. I was telling players after, just telling friends, like it was just super fun, just having 8 trivia players that are all really good at trivia, and just having like not a ton of stakes. And just them just sort of like vibing out and just answering questions in a really fun way. I think the storyline of the match where leads went back and forth the entire time was really fun. Shout out to Dylan and Mark for going along with my weird antics where I just said, about Dylan flattening Mark's car. No, Mark flattening Dylan's tires. Dylan burning down Mark's house. And both of them were like, you know what, sure, Mason, let's go. And
we got some mixed reviews for the skit that we filmed before.
It was horrible, but it was
horrible, but it was fun to make.
Yeah. I got flooded with DMs like, what is this character work coming back? Like, what the hell is this?
No, it's not.
No,
it's not. Only allowing people that are self-aware. Unlike back then when you fuckers didn't know what's good at you guys.
Oh no.
Whoa. Oh,
sorry, guys.
Don't spit in the face of the people that built the road where you're currently standing. Yeah, why we live for? Shout out John. I'm gonna take this pause before we talk about title matches. Tomorrow, immediately after this, I'm doing my first show, Film Hot Takes. Come in, discuss, throw your ideas out. I'll throw you out of the call, or you can join the panel and have a sit down and talk about your film hot takes. If you've seen something I've said in the past and you want to bring it up to me face to face, come talk to me about it. I'll defend my take. Listen, I backtrack sometimes when I have proof that I need to backtrack. But if I don't need to backtrack, I will plant my feet in the ground and tell you're an idiot. So come join us. Tomorrow night, Tuesday at 9 EST, the final of Top 40 Horror YLS. So that will be a lot of fun. I also am playing with the idea. I really love drafting stuff. I really love the idea of film drafts and stuff. I want to bring that version of YLS back a little bit, like have some competitive like conversations and less list format. Not saying that those are going away. Still have some ideas in the future for that. But I want to have some fun with that. So a lot of things coming down the pipe. But yeah, go check out Why We Love Horror. They do so many players here play there. They do. I saw that. I think I saw going live. No offense. I think we took your spot, or we went live the same time as you or something. But they were doing a commentary on something. I've seen Abby and Aaron. They do some lists over there. That's a side of the internet I try to stay away from. It kind of scares me. But I do support them, and I think they're great guys. And go check it out. Overall, now final two matches. Now, the funny thing is, we talked in the off season. We talked before our legs got taken out from it. before the channel got split. We didn't know it was happening. We talked about doing like melee only events. Like we thought about building their card just to separate from like just do our own thing on one event. I think it would be a little interesting. Now we are doing our own thing. It's a little weird, but Tag Team Turmoil happened in Act 3, and I just want to get this out in the open. I think Turmoil is the greatest way to settle a special event. I just do. I think it's lasting the most rounds versus the person that ends the table. Now you're going to go play in the league in the way that you would play to win a match. You get a win on your record, everything happens. My heart broke because if anybody knows me long enough in this community, I hate Caleb Coho with a fiery, burning passion of 1,000 suns. My trios partner loved that man. Great man. Joseph Olivas, great man. One of the nicest men in the DMs ever. Coho just throwing a shot. Hey, you want to be my partner? Hey, you want to be my partner? Blah, blah, blah. He gets a fucking cyborg to be his partner. And they win Tag Team Turbo. But no, credit to Coho, playing an incredible year this year. Incredible. He's playing really well. He could be up for most improved player. He is actually hitting a good stride this season. At least the nomination. We'll see how the rest of the season plays out. But overall, really great year that he's having. So they win Tag Team Turmoil, and they go in to play the Juggernauts. I would say one of the scariest teams that has ever been assembled here. They have been beaten, but overall, you have to be on your A-plus game, and they have to stumble. Is my best way to describe Joshua City. And I'm thinking, but this is the game we created over the last 2 years where we've revamped this game. That the phrase "any given Sunday" or any given match, like you can lose. It's a fact. You can be caught. You can be tripped up. You can stumble. And
just like Willie Beeman, the ladies be creepy.
You know what, Jeremy? You might have a point about it. Okay, anyways.
100%.
But that match.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
So
Up there is one of the greatest matches in Melee Teams history. It was back and forth. It was tight throughout. When Boatman missed that transportation question, just to break it down, in Children of Men, there's no live audience. But, like, I remember backstage gasping.
Yeah.
One, because his name is Boatman. So that was just overall a punch to the face that didn't need to happen. But
And when it was announced, too, where Payson was like, boat is correct. And is like, wait, which one did you mean?
Yeah. When he answered that, I remember like, what? And like when then Payson goes, and we are tied up. Like I'm just like, no. Last question. Like, oh my gosh. And if you talk to Boatman generally, betting around has always been the demon that lives within his trivia career. He hates the betting round.
it is the killer for people with anxiety, and Boat will be the number one player to tell you that anxiety runs rampant.
Yeah. So overall, that happens. They end up. I think they're still tied out of round, right? Or up.
No, out of round 4 because they both end up hitting the music.
Yeah. So they both hit it. They're both tied, and then they just start trading. Basically, 1-1-1, 2-2, and then the 3 happens. Oscars. Tough Oscars question. Gonna be playing statement, but it's overall Oscars is a tough category. If you're going to select it, it's going to be as deep as you possibly know it can be. And I think it was deep enough on a very popular trilogy. So it kind of worked in that favor. But they missed that. And then the haunting of thinking they have the answer.
It's never fun.
That was
Confident in the
that was as brutal of a way it could have possibly ended, I think.
and like
It was, they were
Bowman's like,
so
go.
confident. Yeah.
Go. And then Jeremy was like, all right. And then you say, and you're a winner. And well, it's not over. Jeremy's like, well, it's not over.
Like,
Yeah.
because he didn't think that he had gotten it wrong, and I've rewatched that a lot. Not only because I just think Coho's reaction, I think, just sells that so well, but I think just watching Jeremy just be like, wait, it's not over. Like they still have a question. It's like, oh shit, because he was they were that being that confident that you had the right answer. It's like it crushes you as a fan of this game watching.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was, and let me tell you, I know there's been rumbling, people have said this before, that like we sway things in certain directions, or there's that thought process behind it. Do I believe there are actually valid, like real statements? I don't, but I feel like in a frustrating of a match, people could believe that. I will go to my grave that the last person I ever wanted to see hold my belt
Joseph
of my
Olmos?
league, of my league, is Caleb Coho. Last person I wanted to see it. And I wouldn't say it's like David and Goliath, because I think they're all good trivia players. But it played a perfect scenario that Coho has been around Boatman for so long that he has picked up so much film knowledge from Boatman. And it was a perfect storm that they kept it close enough in certain areas that ended up happening. So I think that's absolutely. What did you guys overall think of that match?
Yeah, I think that's easily the best match of the season so far. I think it's going to take a lot to beat that. Like, I know we were talking very highly last season, the match that won the best match of the year last year, Formula versus Blame Canada. I feel like this is like the 2025 version of that, because they both actually ended very similarly as well. If you remember back to Blame Canada's 4-pointer against Back to Formula, it was also kind of a similar situation where they were very confident, and Formula still had their 4-pointer remaining, and they ended up missing. And so, yeah, it was kind of similar in that aspect. But yeah, like I wrote an article about like the Melee Mayhem matches in previous years. The number one highest. Thank you. The number one match that I had on there was Stallions versus the Concept 3, which is still the highest scoring teams match of all time, with 42 points to 38. This one was 1 point shy of that, which shows just how close it was. And it could have gone even higher because of the dropped 3s and 4s, and Future had 1 4-pointer remaining. So that just shows how high level this was, where it's like, and yeah, I mean, like, yeah, you can say all this stuff about, like, I'm not just doing this to rag on you, Cody, or anyone. I think anyone's generally saying this. Like, if you can be like, oh, Joseph is the A player on that team, he's carrying him there. But Coho had the most important moment of the match, which was that Children of Men question. And, like, just how they played in that round altogether. Like, they bet perfectly in that round, where the one question they missed in that entire round was the one that they bet 0 on. All the other ones they bet 2 and hit, which is what you need to do against Judgment City, where that round 4, where it's just round 1, like all round 1 level questions, that is often where they can, like, cause a massive separation between them and their other team. So for them to go into that round, I believe, with like a 4-point deficit, and then bring it to a tie going into the final round, insane. But yeah, incredible match overall. Yeah, I'm very excited to see what the future does in their next match.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say this. I've gotten this sentiment from a lot of other players. Thank God we changed round 4. Like this round 4 is so much better. I am now dubbing the old round 4 the fuck you round, because that is what it is for players of like you will occasionally get and that is why Concept versus Stallions 3 is so good, because you have Stallions going 6 in their question, Concept running their category in 90s. Like that was fun to see. But most of the time it's just like, okay, you're struggling to get 2 points. And now I think the betting round, there are always just super fun things of what can happen. And that is what happened this match, where Judgment City, the entire time the future were close to Judgment City, but Judgment City was always just right there. And then one small mistake just caused a tie game, and then the future was able to hit that 3, their 3, and Judgment City just unfortunately dropped their 3 and 4. And yeah, just created an incredible moment of Joseph becoming a 2-time teams champion, Coho holding his first belt ever in Melee. I know, disgusting. Also, shout out to Boatman, got the record back for most perfect rounds, now with 14. Me and him were tied, but he now has that record again, so good on him.
And Boatman was featured in all 4 matches in Mayhem.
We could call Mayhem at the Multiplex Mayhem at the Boathouse, because Boat was there every time.
Yeah, he's the only person in all 4 matches, so that was neat. It's the Boatman Renaissance.
Not all my ideas hit, but when I came to the group and said round 4's got to go, and I've always loved the betting round. I think it works perfectly in our format if written correctly. I think it works, even if it's a sweep, even if it's 2 sweep all across the board. That's fine. That's better than what we were doing in round 4, where everybody was just dying on bad categories, or if a team is really good in a certain, it was basically a race to classics or a race to something that somebody didn't want, and then it was just like, okay, I'm going to watch this person die on 5 straight questions.
And when you're in a title match, that is no fun to watch who you hope are the 2 best players / teams in this division, then just have an entire round where they are just like grasping for air. I don't find that fun. And if you find that fun, more power to you.
And that's why this team's match was so good, because they played like the 2 best teams in the league.
Yes.
Like they showed it. So yeah, it was really fun to watch. And one last, I've been talking about Coho a lot, but also I just think it's a really cool story. Just like, because when you look at his previous title shots in Melee, it's no secret, due to circumstances, they had kind of been stricken from the record a bit. So like with him coming back, making his way back here to this point with Joseph, and to get the victory in that fashion, and just seeing how much it meant to them, it was genuinely a really, really cool moment. So it was,
and they lost previously in the season, right? They lost to
Jersey Boys. Yeah.
So like the current, it will come off like I'm saying a shot to Jersey Boys, but Jersey Boys is a really good team too. The team that lost to Jersey Boys is holding the belt. The team's division is wide open. Like Jersey Boys hasn't achieved what they wanted to achieve yet, but they're still a team that you don't want to run into in a match. So like if that's certain circumstance, it is more attainable to become a champion in our league now than it ever has been.
There are no unbeatable teams.
There's no unbeatable teams. There's no unbeatable singles at this point. Like, you can achieve stuff. There's been upsets. Rue defeated Payson last year. Kirk was able to get the monkey off his back and to hold the belt this year. Like, there are things that are happening this season that haven't happened in ever. It was a revolving door of a certain few players. Now our list of champions is growing by so much because the game is balanced into a way that you don't have to be the greatest knowledge play. Like, you can survive and do well on depending on what the wheel spin in the round one is. You just can do it where you couldn't in the past. So, but I don't want to not give the flowers. It was not the greatest match on statistics basis of the singles title, but wire to wire, Dylan Van Dyne played the game of his life. He came in extra motivated. He came in super prepared. He has said to me numerous times, and it's weird because he's speaking here. I should put you backstage. While I
Check
say
him off.
no. He said to me this numerous times. Is like, it's one thing to win the belt. It's another thing to defend the belt. And I want to defend the belt. I want to be it. And like, you can say what you will about his last one standings wins. He won 2 of them, and he was able to cash in. That's an event that I can literally say on the top of my head. Not a lot of players have won that event. A lot of players have not won that event. So overall, you can take that and shove it up your ass, because at the end of the day, when the match happened, I think if you were a polling man, if you thought about it, if you consider Jake Meltzer a really good player in trivia, which you should, that's an uphill battle at times. If Jake is on his game, he is hard to beat. He won probably the most impressive tournament we've ever had this year. He had a pick'em tournament of triple threat odds that he had to go in every match and beat 2 other people every time to get to the end. He started with one of the hardest first matchups in Jeremy Adams. Like, Jeremy Adams and Bill are sitting across from him, and he had to beat Jeremy into sudden death to move on. He ended up having to beat Jake Marangoni and Tisdale to get to the shot, and Jake Marangoni was having an incredible season up to that point, where Jake had to play Cameron Redshaw and Payson in a thing, and he won that match. And there was a level in that match, in that triple threat lead up, that Jake had a 4-point lead going into round one, like out of round one. And they're like, okay, Jake's just going to cruise. And like, Jake was just able to chip away, get some steal, get to the win, and won the match. So going in, Jake's competitive as fuck. Like, you love him, hate him, don't whatever. I've said this numerous times. I would sign him exclusively to play here, because he's the one person that people, either you want to see him win or you want to see him lose, because he has that fire and he says those things that you're like, no, I want to beat him, or he's good enough to, and he knows sports enough that he knows how to get in people's heads. He is that player. And I think at this point, Dylan matched him and got strength in round 2 and was able to get the lead and then keep the lead. And then that round 4 happened, which was the deciding factor of this match. I think Jake just got flustered, because he's like, I've never played this bad right now, and I'm not having my game that I want to play. And Dylan was not missing. Dylan was firing when he needed to fire, or when they missed the same thing. Like, I think did you both miss a deep cut, I think?
Yes.
A single question in round 4.
No, I know, but in the
deep cuts, we both missed the tombstone.
Oh, yeah. You didn't miss one.
But Dylan misses the deep cut, so does Jake. So he doesn't give him any room to breathe, and he puts him out, and he ends up getting the TKO, and that just screams volumes of what Dylan has. I remember off season 2 years ago, maybe, Dylan's like, hey, I need to take a step back. I don't know, because he's competitive as fuck. Dylan is just as competitive as anybody else. Like, he wants to win. He doesn't play this just because, I have fun. You
saw it in some of the antics in this match, where I did some stuff like I put spinners and opponents on the wheel. I brought in Boatman as my manager, which when they brought him in the match, by the way, he wasn't on screen before we started filming the match, so it was a surprise to Jake in the moment, just for the people peek behind the curtains there. So yeah, I really wanted this as well. So yeah, we're talking about how competitive Jake is. I am equally.
And he wants to win, and when he loses, it takes a toll. Like, I did all that prep for 2 weeks. I don't want to lose, and I'm frustrated. So overall, he gets mad. So overall, incredible performance by you. Not the singles barn burner that Future versus Judgment City was, because it was pretty much decided going into round 5. But overall, just outstanding. I want to give you your flowers. I think
Thank you.
you are a person of the channel. You help run the channel, but also you're a person that is great to hold the belt because you care about this game equally as much as I care about this game. So that's something that is hard to find because that's the whole point. Like the only reason I do this is I find people that care just as much as I do. Payson, you were on the desk, you saw it all play out. What was your overall thoughts?
Yeah, you can have opinions on like who you think are like the best players, and like there are like certain things stuff of like who is on like your melee player hierarchy. I think if you have Jake Meltzer anywhere lower than 4, I think you're insane. Like he is genuinely one of the best players to ever play this game. I think you can make the very strong argument he's the best current player playing this game in terms of active players. So Meltzer going up against Dylan in Dylan's first defense, like obviously I'm like anything can happen, but it's like, dude, like just thinking, I was like, okay, Dylan's got one of the like I think on paper you're like, okay, Dylan's got one of the toughest jobs like for a defense, and then hosting this match and just seeing as it was happening, like through round 3, I was like, my gosh, this is an excellent match. Both players got their strength in round 2, was tied after round 1, round 3, and then just that round 4 just it was Jake's first time playing in a betting round format, so that totally could have gotten to him. And then I think you could just unfortunately see in that post-match interview and just the way he was playing in that final round, he just may have been just defeated. I don't want to share the words with him because I don't feel comfortable sharing DMs. I know, and Dylan knows this. Jake had very kind words to say to Dylan after the match.
Yes.
And so props to Jake for that. And
there were no hard feelings afterwards.
Yeah, no hard feelings.
I was very happy to hear about. Yeah.
And as an active player on this league, it scares me to fucking death that Meltzer coming off this match, because I know, like Cody and Dylan said, he is one of the most competitive players, and he is going to come back with one of the strongest fires. But yeah, Dylan, that was one of the most decisive victories I've seen from a player in a singles title match. It gave me reminders to Caleb Boatman versus Michael Campbell, or Jake Meltzer versus Andrew Barr, where you just have like an absolute just behemoth coming at you, and the champion just swats him down. And that was one of the best games I think I've ever seen Dylan play, genuinely.
Thank you.
Get a room. Yes, you're right.
Get a room.
Okay, so I want to preview Act 4, and we have labeled it Back to the Future. Basically, Future's holding the belt. So, to get back to the future.
I get it.
Yeah, so before we do anything, main thing is the final 8 matches of the Trios tournament will be decided in Act 4. That will decide the final 4 matches before we break, until we get into the tournament. I really like how we did Trios this year. I think the format works good. There is a moment in these tournaments that we made a real stupid, dumb tiebreaker rule. It never affects anything, so nothing changes. That's a good thing. But I don't blame players for looking at every opportunity to try to create an advantage if we've given them that advantage to look for. It's our job to tie up loose holes. So my thought process is, so we did point differential going into it. The reason why point differential is in the World Cup is because it's soccer, there's not a lot of goals, but overall you can decide players like, this team won the same amount of matches but beat the shit out of their team. They deserve a higher seed because of that. We kind of have that in our game, but we just didn't make it the number 1. It's called accuracy. So accuracy is what moving forward because we will be. It's announced. I just got news from the higher ups. When I talk to myself in the mirror, because I'm the higher up. Trios World Cup will be back next season. We will be bringing this same format back. I think it worked. Everybody in Trios got 3 matches, regardless how it worked. It built up everybody's season. So Trios World Cup will be back. Depending on whoever you get as a partner, that's who your partner is. Again, still, the final 8 matches to decide this are real fun. You should check when you check them out. They're a great time. Kind of wiry, figuring out how it's all going to work, where you're going to place, where you're going to get. I think it's a lot of fun, and so that will be taking place. Also, I want to make a note. We have 2 absolutely killer people that help this channel. Ryko and Eric, blame Canada themselves, are so crucial to the success of Melee here and future Multiplex entertainment. Every thumbnail you see is by Eric. I've made him sign a contract, so if you're another league, don't fucking ask him. Denied. Exclusive. But he does everything. Anything I come up with, he comes up with the design. The Melee thumbnails, great this season. Awesome. Turmoil, he hand wrote all those things down, made it that thumbnail. So much fun. So many details. It's 2 people that love this game. And I really implore Eric to make the designs for teams and TeePublic. Because he can have the total proceeds. I will take 0 from the proceeds, but I think players would buy their shirts or buy stickers or buy stuff like that he can create and freely do. So he has my 100% green light. Second, Ryko. A little quirky. Thought I would hate him when I first introduced. Actually, I did hate him. Probably he probably annoyed me a little bit at the front because I'm just a hard person to get along with. But he has been so crucial because we've had stuff in the league that I just didn't have an answer for. I didn't have a website answer. I didn't have a idea, and he is so detailed and meticulous in what he does. He builds out that a website that was better than our original website. He just was able to do something that was great. So I want to take a shot at both of them. They are fantastic. They do great work. So this channel would not run without them, and would not look as good without them. So shout out to both of them. But back to the thing. So Act 4, we got all those matches coming up. We also have matches that leads to the future and to Dylan Valentine. That's kind of how this works. Champions will be champions and they'll ride. So we've got matchups coming up. We have Payson Johnson. Hello, Payson. Versus
that guy.
Tony Durso. Then we have Matthew Chen versus Igor Kosick. The winner of both of those matches will play each other. Then we have Kirk Kolakowski versus Amaru Moses. Winner of that match will play the winner of Payson, Tony, Matthew, or Igor. And the winner of that will play Dylan Valentine at Act 4. Not a tournament, just title week. So I think there's a lot of great players there. I think a lot of things. We have film stuff. All I will say, must watch YouTube. It's Tony Durso versus Payson Johnson.
I appreciate it. That's all I want to do. That's all I wanted to do.
Horrifying is the word I will describe. Yeah, so that's interesting. Then we made this. I think we made it pretty clear of the teams playing for the title, right?
Yep, it's 2 teams right now that are in contention. The Turmoil can toss a lot of things into contention. So we have Bring Out Your Dead play Jersey Boys and Blame Canada playing your Milwaukee Beers. Blame Canada won, Bring Out Your Dead won. We are having that is a number one contender match.
Yes.
Yeah,
So the winner,
I believe the plan. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, because I think we said it in the matches too, but now it's like because we filmed those before Turmoil, and I think like the original plan was Blame Canada, which we said in the post match interview, I believe, was going to go on to play the Future. Then after we filmed that, the Future ended up winning Tag Team Turmoil and became the champions. So that kind of moved Blame Canada into the number one contenders match. But yeah.
Yeah, so that will be yes, because we shoot. So I want to make this clear for every player playing. We shoot so far ahead. Like, arguably, we've always shot ahead. This is the farthest we've ever shot ahead. So if I ever tell you that you're just done playing for the year, it sounds sucky, but it's not because you were bad. It's because I'm almost done. Like, I'm well ahead of schedule right now where we're cooking. Which we have stuff planned for the off season because we will be dead. Spence is doing like our ode to Full Metal Random, kind of like exhibition matches,
Okay.
some fun stuff built up. So there will be stuff in the off season. You'll still get to play some trivia, but as our season is, my goal this season was to give my writers the biggest break that they've ever gotten. I need them fresh. I need them ready to roll. I want them to enjoy the holidays. We've always been working up into the wire of holidays, and I wanted to try to find a way to get done before the holidays. So give them time with their family, give them rest, let them watch movies that they care about. Let every player watch movies that they care about, like watch Christmas movies, watch, family, whatever you want to do with your family. That's my whole goal. So when I tell you that you're not actually done, it's not because I don't want to schedule you anymore. You just run your course. My schedule is built. I didn't add matches. That's it. There will be matches that will go longer than our overall schedule, but they will be like title matches and stuff like that. To peek behind the curtain, we've started Act 5. Act 4 is starting this week. So that's where we're at. So I just want to keep you all up to date. And again, that was something I was really worried about. My team has busted their ass. They are absolutely outstanding. They did everything I've asked, made it good enough games, but also put out their 5 every week, basically, with a few breaks. So hats off to you guys for that. We will also, before we get into Act 4, there will be a triple threat teams match to decide a spot in Act 5 tournament. I just want that on the record. It is on the schedule. The match of the games, the players have not been decided yet. They will be decided because of Act 4, and they will play, and then the tournament will happen. People are rumbling. I think I know what You're probably right. I'll just be transparent with you. You're probably right what Act 4 tournament will be, but it's going to be there in Act 5 to decide overall picture. I do want to announce this also. Normally I announce this at the end of the year, but I also want to announce it now because I think it's a great idea. Last one standing next year is going to be under turmoil rules. So the last one standing that everybody played in originally, that's the last one. So Dylan coming in at 35 and cheating and everything. No, I'm just kidding. I gave him credit for it and then just shot him in the face with it. It will be under turmoil rules for moving forward. I think that's the most balanced way to do the overall season. Any other questions you guys have or anything you guys want to tease?
I have 2 questions. With last one standing now being under turmoil rules. 1, so the thing about tag team turmoil, 1, it can only be used in teams, and 2, it is for a set match at a set time. Is the last one standing going to work like that, or can the winner of the last one standing still use that title shot in teams? And is it a set point, or can they still decide when they want to use it?
So last one standing will be the same rules will apply. You can cash it into one you want, and you can do either division you want. I have no issues with that moving forward. It doesn't have to just be singles. But with that also being said, is like you can break your team up, you can bring somebody in, you can do whatever you want, you can create it however you want. The rule is this is not this season. I want this transparent because Jake's still going to get his MVP, number one contender. We've already worked that where that's going to be. I hate the MVP award, and I don't just hate it for Jake. I hate it for the the year before that, the year before that, and the year before that. When I build a schedule, I have ideas. When we build our schedule, because Coho and other people are involved in schedule building, I don't. I just say I don't like that, and we move on. But when we do that, when somebody says I want a number one contender shot, I have to find somebody for that person to play. So I have to do matches to give that play. So that makes it hard to plan out a picture. And when we've had that in the past, it's kind of derailed pictures in the past where like we screwed out teams one year, like completely. We had a horrible teams division that year just because we were trying to work around where we plop in an MVP award. So the MVP that wins, that gets the most rounds survived, versus the person that sits at the end of the final table. We're still doing elimination tables. This is under turmoil rules are different where there's no table clears. In the singles one, there will still be table clears. You can eliminate the table. That's staying. The reason why I don't do it in turmoil in tag team turmoil is because there's 12 teams. And if I eliminate tables, it goes really quick. But I have 35 individuals or more playing. That's where that one works. So that's overall. But whoever's last one standing at the table, they'll go into a match, they'll get a win on the record, and they will get the cash in. Now, how the cash in always works is you come to me and say, hey, I want it at this point, and I give you a rundown of where you can put it. But you can put it wherever you truly want. You can put it at the end of the year, you can put it somewhere, but that's how that overall works. So yes, do you have another question?
Yeah, something I just thought about. Just a piece of advice for players if you do end up winning the last one standing, regardless of when you plan on cashing in, go to Cody early. Like go to Cody early and give him like as much in advance as you can, because I'm going to assume that helps you and your scheduling life a lot. You're a busy man, you're a husband, you're a father, and you're a showrunner, most importantly.
Thank you. Yeah, most important.
100%.
Fuck them.
And then,
Fuck them kids. Yeah, I do appreciate that if you come to me and you like plan it out, because if somebody just drops it and says, hey, I want to use it here. No, because when you come into a match, you don't know where we are in our schedule. There's 5 people normally that know right where we are, like on a given timeline, but like the rest don't. So when you just drop it on me, you think it like works. Be like, oh, I'm playing a match here, so I can play it here. We're in Act 4. Like we've finished Act 4 almost right now. Like you don't like. I don't have room on my schedule just to add something because again, I want to get done in a certain time.
To break kayfabe a little, when players come in and cash and they break into an interview and say, "I'm sorry, you know what? I'll stop.
That's not real. What? I think you're going to tell me Santa Claus is not real. What?
Oh, sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
Quick question. Andrew Barr is a very important question. Payson, question for you. Worst fast food or quick service chain? I'm going to give you 2. Jack in the Box is probably the easy answer. It's very low quality food. At the end of the day, when midnight is around and you've been drinking, it can hit the spot. But the second one, Subway has gone so downhill. Have you guys gone into Subway where you like have sandwiches?
I still like Subway. It's there for me when I need it most.
Oh, the days.
Let me be real honest with you. Listen, Payson just uttered the word Jack in the Box and threw shade on it, but this man was so pumped about a White Castle. So I just want that on the record right now.
White Castle stepped up their game.
Man's got questions.
I'm getting Domino's tonight. I actually
we're bringing back the slice.
I was about to say, speaking of Domino's, are we bringing back the slice?
Not. Is it running in a different league? That's the problem with the slice. We shoot ahead. So the slice would change hands, but the match wouldn't air, and then people would be like, what?
And in tournaments, it becomes a nightmare.
Oh, it was disgusting behavior. No, I'm not disagreeing. I'm with you on the White Cow, but the man can't utter the Jack in the Jack in the Box is like the perfect stoner food out there. Like, have you ever had like tacos and just hammered them? Like, they're great.
Surprisingly enough, even with my trios team name, I don't. I do not smoke.
Partake.
Yeah, I can't.
Don't forget. Oh, this is what I'm telling you. This man is so good at what he does.
Nothing goes past him.
Tonight we're live. Tomorrow, I believe, is the first match. Yes, the first match. Following this week, because I'm doing the live stream right now, following next week and moving forward, Melee is moving to Tuesday, Tuesday. Brawl will take Wednesday, Thursday when they get to a full slate of 2 matches a week next year. When they're one, there'll just be one and it'll be on Wednesdays. They're going to be at 5 and 7 on each day of our 4 matches when we have 4 matches on. But they'll be on Monday, Tuesday after this week. So I think the weekend, I've always realized the weekend is hard. Like, one, you guys will watch what you watch. Like, that's always been the case, I don't think. But I think, like, I'm more inclined to watch a video on a Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday than I would be on like a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday because I'm doing other things or I'm going places or I want to do something different or I have family stuff. So like catching it at night, I want to see what happened. I think that's the best thing. So that's great. No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
It works just fine. It works fine for what it's doing. But yeah, that's one of the big changes. So tomorrow you will have matches. I can even tell you what those matches will be. Tomorrow's matches will be trios group stage drugs, so many drugs versus 3-word max. That will be at 5:00. Duel of the Fates.
They're debuting.
They're here. Shout out to them, part of the Brawl team. Outstanding work over there. But they will be playing Shampoo is Better. No conditional is better. No, Shampoo is better. So they'll be playing that game. That match will be at 7:00. These matches, all of these 4 matches, also ended by Brian Michaels. So shout out Brian Michaels. Oh, never mind. Duel of Fates will be on Wednesday at 5:00. The first match, we both debuted in Tag Team Turmoil. Avanti Brothers, Kirk Redshaw versus the Philadelphia Eagles loving Delco Boys.
The Fightins.
Just don't watch it.
So Cody, I have a question. You said that Koho is the luckiest player ever, that Joseph was so nice when he slid into his DMs and said, hey, want to be his team partner? And Joseph was like, yeah, sure. What do you think the skeptics, the optics are on you sliding into Bar's DMs, maybe the greatest player to ever play, and say, hey, want to join a team? Like, maybe you
That's a good point.
I have a rebuttal. Can I do my rebuttal? This is why you can join me right after this stream on Film Hot Takes. My rebuttal is Bar retired. He never won the team's belt in his run, and him and Kirk lost for 2 years straight. So, and I went to them and said, hey, you guys are not working. We need to do something. And Bar's like, well, I like to play teams. I want to have fun. I'm like, then let's ride the Delco Boys. And here we are. Kirk has ambitions for titles. Me and Bar just get to fuck around and have fun. But please, just don't watch it. Terrible.
It's really good.
Fuck off. We'll never get there. I'm promising you right now. Like, I'm so bad at movie trivia. It is disgusting behavior.
Cody, hear me out. So it happens.
What?
We can rig it so it happens.
Yeah. People probably already think I rigged to go to the Trios finals last year. Let's be real. No, I just had Joseph Olivas and Tisdall on my team. And then the final match of the week is Realms Delight versus Great Fucking Team. So that'll be closing out the week, and that will be on Tuesday, Wednesday. And I think the first match, Coho, you can put it here if you want. I don't really know what the first match is of the thing is, but Brawl will have their first match on Thursday this week. But yeah, that's great. Anything else before we tune off for the night? Because
I got to get
Move
to
on to the
the
next show.
Smash Mouth concert, so we got to wrap it up.
yeah, and Payson has to go date Mikey Madison, so it's all
No,
working out.
That was a joke that I was saying about Dylan's comment. What that?
Irony of evil men versus
Stay tuned for the
Bruins.
Facebook group, and I'll post footage of the Smash Mouth
Who
concert.
are those teams? Oh, who are those teams? I don't know who are either one of those teams. Oh, there it is. Robert Kastner and Amara Mills' debut against Igor Kosik and David Nishimoto.
Ooh.
That's pairing. So go check that out on Thursday. Brawl will be live. Tournament's here, guys. But Act 4 is going to be really fun as we close and head to the final act. We're hitting on the road. We're on the final road. Final 2 acts of the season. I want to thank all my writers. I want to thank Brian Michaels. I want to thank Eric Moreno. I want to thank Ryko. I want to thank Caleb Coho for what he built. I want to thank the Brawl team, and I want to thank all the players that are actively playing over in this league. I appreciate you all. We could not do this league without you guys. So on that note, have a good one.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
In case I don't see you.
I'm gonna go home and sleep with my wife.
I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.